The mountain range of the Alps is a desirable location for extreme hikers and climbers, but it comes at a risky cost. Unfortunately, many mountain climbers fall victim here in the treacherous terrain of the Alps. Since it can be difficult to find and recover the body of a fallen climber, especially if fresh snowfall covers the area or after avalanches, many people who have died in the mountains are often lost here. Eventually, their bodies freeze but do not deteriorate, mummifying their remains. Thus, in the warmer seasons, when the ice and snow begins to melt, mummies may become exposed and eventually recovered. On September 19, 1991, two vacationing German hikers, Helmut and Erika Simon, were traveling along the Ötztal Alps. When the couple ventured off the marked footpath, they had no idea what was to come next. As Helmut wandered in front of his wife, they eventually approached a wide rock gully. Upon inspection, Helmut spotted what appeared to be trash left by a careless hiker. Yet, on closer examination, they realized they were looking at a body of a person laying face down in melting ice. The couple had just accidentally stumbled upon a preserved mummy, and with only 2 photos left on his roll of film, Helmut snapped a picture of the remains, and the two left the scene untouched. Initially, the Simons contemplated even reporting the body. They did not want their vacation to be interrupted by completing police reports and other official requirements that must be addressed when the body is discovered. During their brief stop at a nearby lodge, the couple decided to provide the directions to the whereabouts of the mummy to the caretaker, Marcus Pierpalmer, and they continued on their way down the mountain uninterrupted. When officials were notified, they were well aware that the glacier had been melting. 3 weeks earlier, the bodies of a man and a woman who had gone hiking in 1934 and never returned had been discovered. For this reason, they, like the Simons, assumed that the person had died in a climbing accident. However, it was not until after the excavation that authorities discovered that, rather than being a modern-day mountain climber, the man had actually died around 3000 BC. This mystery man was eventually named Ötzi after the mountains for which he was found on. Ötzi the Iceman is known as one of the oldest and best preserved human mummies ever found. Although, during the rescue, quite a few careless mistakes were made while freeing the mummy from the ice. Authorities were unknowingly handling a corpse over 5,000 years old, so they were not trying to preserve and protect the body. At one point, they used a nearby stick, later identified as his bow, to pry him free. While using a small jackhammer, another police officer accidentally drilled a hole in the Iceman's hip. They also accidentally shredded his clothes in the removal process when they grabbed onto what apparel was left in an attempt to pull Ötzi from the ice. Once Ötzi was finally freed, he was forced into a coffin, which resulted in a broken arm. These errors caused several damages to Ötzi's intact remains. However, scientists were able to determine which injuries occurred before and after the Iceman's death. In fact, scientists have been examining the mummy, searching for evidence from his remains to discover the exact cause of death. Over the years, many theories have been proposed, yet there is still no clear, definitive answer. And we may never know what really happened, though we can speculate.